entire House of Representatives.
You're a busy man.
There's 400 of them, a lot of different people.
Right. The fourth biggest legislative body in the world, I'm told.
Second largest English-speaking legislative body.
Oh, well, that's even higher. You're explaining that unlike my experience in the United States Senate, where chairs of committees and other people through different magic can vary bills and get them lost, what happens in New Hampshire?
Well, in New Hampshire, every bill gets a public hearing. In addition, every bill gets a chance to be voted, has to be voted out of committee, and has to come to the floor of the respective body, where their peers, the peers of the individuals who filed the bill, sponsored the bill, will have a chance to vote on an up and down basis. So every representative can bring a bill forward, and every day will have its day in the sun, so that every member will have a chance to vote on it from that body. If they're successful and they're able to move it through to that body, then it goes to the other body.
Right.
But there's no burying of bills. There's no chance to push bills aside, and we just have to move forward with every piece of legislation.
Well, and our group here from Occupy New Hampshire is trying to weigh in on our concerns, particularly about these anti-labor bills. We see not right to work, but right to starve is our characterization of many of these bills. So do you, from your sort of expert and inside sense of this, do you have some advice for us and for Occupy people if we're concerned about that? Do we go to the majority and minority leadership, or we just go to our state representative and say, vote against this?
I would say that first and foremost, a bill starts and is initially referred to a committee.
Okay.
So, and each bill will have a hearing in front of that committee,
Yes.
its respective committee. If it's a labor bill, it will probably go before the labor committee.
Okay.
Depending on how it's written, it might go to, if it involves specifically state employees, it might go to the Executive Department's administration, which focuses on the internal workings of state government.
Fair enough.
But I would say that if anyone wants to get involved and get engaged, the way to do it is to go to that committee hearing when there's a public hearing on that bill. I know that representatives do give a great deal of weight to public testimony. This is a citizen legislature.
Amen.
They get paid $100 a year.
Yes, somebody was just shocked with
That's
that.
that's all they get. So this is a labor of love, and a lot of these representatives tend to listen to their constituents and give their constituents a lot of credence in terms of what they have to say. So as the bill's in the committee process, come to the public hearing, testify. If you miss that opportunity, the committee will come out with a recommendation. When that committee comes out with a recommendation, it will get put on the House calendar.
Right.
That will be the point at which to reach out to your individual members.
Okay. Well, and so generally, if you request and say, I'd like to testify on this bill, you get 3 minutes?
Anyone has a right to testify. The individual committee chair has an obligation to try to keep the things orderly.
Right.
He has the right to tell people to limit their testimony to a finite period.
What usually is that? What's the 3 minutes, 5 minutes?
It's basically a balancing act. He'll get the number of people who want to testify, and if he knows he has an hour for the hearing, he's got 3 people lined up, he can usually let them go.
Flexible, yeah.
But if he goes and has an hour hearing and has 20 people lined up, then he's going to say, listen, try to keep it to 3 minutes because you might get 2 minutes of questions, and we want to let everybody have a chance to speak.
Only fair. Okay.
So.
Well, are there other questions from these good people? We don't want to hold you up, but I also I know that usually at meetings there are lots of questions and comments, but maybe we let this good man.
He seems busy and not responsible for the madness, so.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well,
thank
could
you,
you
sir.
pass along to Speaker
I will.
O'Brien that we in Occupy really oppose these bills, and he does carry some weight, and we would really like him to consider our position in it.
I know that he certainly listens to a number of people who've contacted him directly.
That's all we're asking.
And but he also gives a great deal of weight to whatever the individual committee recommends.
Yes.
And he tends to support committee recommendations.
Where's home for him? Where's his district?
He lives in the town of Mount Vernon. He also represents the town of New Boston, Lineborough, Temple, and Wilton.
Okay.
Is he here today?
What's that? He's testifying in another bill, yes.
Oh, great. So when will he
that's
be back?
Cheshire County?
What's that?
That's Cheshire
Hillsborough
County?
County.
It's Hillsborough, it's Southwest Hillsborough.
Central
Yes,
Hillsborough.
yes, right. But I was talking to Betty Hall last night.